Looking out my window, sun shining bright.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Your boy Reese as always. Last night, in-season tournament group play wrapped up, and we have the official tournament, if you want to call it that. I mean, yeah, it's the official tournament now. That was just like the qualifying round, essentially. We finally have the matchup set. We have the LA Lakers taking on the Phoenix Suns. Sacramento Kings will be taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. Then out east, we have the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the New York Knicks, and the Indiana Pacers will be facing the Boston Celtics. So that will all be taking place next week. I'm pretty sure it starts December 1st, so that's like Monday. This is the very first year that it's been initiated, obviously, so we don't really know what to expect, but we had some very, very, very great games throughout the entire qualifying round. And last night we may have had, like, you know what I'm saying, like game of the year potential from this in-season tournament field that the players have been, like you can tell like they get up for these games, bro, because you know it's incentive based to win this tournament. Obviously you get a trophy and things of that nature, but there's also like money involved in this. So of course, anyone is like bragging rights to be the first team to ever win it. So you know what I'm saying? But last night we had a potential game of the year candidate, and that was the Sacramento Kings versus the Golden State Warriors. Where do we start, bro? Andrew Wiggins, man, he had his best game of the season, bro. He finished the game off with 29 points, 10 rebounds on 61% shooting, and he really got going in that first quarter, bro. The first like 36 minutes, like so the first 3 quarters of the game, he looked amazing. Up until the last like maybe 2-3 minutes of the fourth quarter, it was rough. But you know, he was getting a lot of easy baskets in the mid-range, head down, getting some tough finishes at the rim, He did get the tip in to put the Warriors up 4 with about 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And it was a pretty solid game for him. The defense was also, like, he was locked in on both sides of the ball. I really liked the fact that he was not afraid to take the mid-range shot, and it was falling for him. He had a very, very solid game. But on the other hand, his counterparts, Steph and Clay, yeah, man, they took a lot of bad shots. And I mean a lot of bad shots, bro. I'm pretty sure, you know, the shots that they were taking, because it was a lot of threes, is because they were trying to get that point differential up there, because they had to win at least by 12 points to secure a spot within the tournament, or else Sacramento would have won. Even if Sacramento lost the game by 11 points, anything within 11 points, Sacramento would have, you know, advanced for Group C. So they had to win by 12 or at least to advance. Obviously, we'll get into how the game turned out. But I mean, if you watched it, you know already. But yeah, there were some bad shots. Not just those shots that lost them the game. It was some miscues on defense by the team as a whole. Some really, really bad turnovers, especially at the end of the game. Draymond Green and Klay Thompson trying to get the hookup. Draymond, he didn't have to pass the ball when he did. Klay did like a shimmy. Dre thought he was about to go to the corner. Klay actually popped up. He threw the ball and it went out of bounds. So, you know, they had to foul, and that, you know, they lost the game that way. The Warriors were up by at least 24. Well, at the most 24 points in this game. So they doubled the point differential that they needed at some point in this game. But, you know, bad shot after bad shot. Not stopping this guy on defense here. Easy bucket there for the defense, for the opposing team. Really trimmed that lead down. They had numerous double-digit leads throughout this game, bro. And Sacramento had just the one lead, 8-7 in the first quarter, up until that fourth quarter, around like 5.5 minutes, when they eventually took the lead back. And it was really, the blame has to go somewhere. I have to put it on Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. They continued throughout the entire game, especially while the game was in the balance, to take these tough contested off-balance shots. Klay took a couple of them on the wing. Stephen Curry off the handoff, he took, I remember, one fade over a couple players. I think they did call a foul on one, but it just goes to show like these guys that are so brilliant minded, and like when you consider like shot IQ and just IQ of the game all around, it was just hard to watch them like just hoist up these shots in such an important game that they obviously wanted to win. So this Steph did end up, however, with 29 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, but he shot 8 of 20 from the field, 4 of 12 from downtown. Klay finished the game with 20 points and 9 rebounds, but 3 of 9 from deep. So they were effective in other areas of the game outside of, just offense. Obviously, Stephen Curry's going to do his thing. He is the guy for them offensively, so he's going to get about 30 points a night regardless. But, rebounding the ball for your backcourt, them to have 19 combined rebounds, I will tip my hat to them on that one. But a combined, 7 for 23 from downtown, 7 for 21 from downtown, it's not going to do it. Especially when y'all, the Splash Bros. Yeah, nah. And I love Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. I respect them a lot for what they've done for the game, bro. But nah, that's just not gonna do it, bro. A bright spot for them, a couple bright spots for them. Moses Moody in that fourth quarter was a huge reason that they were even able to match the Kings offensively at points throughout the fourth. He had 11 points himself all in the fourth quarter, 4 for 4 shooting, and 3 of those just so happened to be threes. So, and those weren't all open looks. I remember one, I forget who hit the 3 on the other end, but he came right back down and hit one right over them, right back in the foul. I think it was Sasha Vezenkov. And Gary Payton, before he had to leave the game with the leg injury, I'm pretty sure it was like a calf damn. I'm pretty sure it was like a calf injury. He was having a really, really great game for them. Only 7 points, but he had 5 boards, a couple steals, and he had a nasty block on Kevin Huerter. They definitely missed his impact in the fourth quarter when the game got more intense and, do or die moments. And then, like I just mentioned him a little second ago, the star of the night for the Sacramento Kings, I got to give it to Sasha Vezenkov, bro. His impact on the game in the fourth quarter was really unbelievable, bro. I was at a loss of words at just everything that he was able to do out there, bro. If it wasn't, snagging boards, getting blocks. Dude ended up with 2 blocks, bro. Like, a lot of his stats that he had were in the fourth quarter, bro. He did play 15 minutes, but a lot of the work that he did was in the fourth quarter. He was trapping Stephen Curry alongside of De'Aaron Fox very, very, surprisingly well, bro. For a guy out of EuroLeague, like these Jokic, Luka Doncic, they're slow-footed guys, so you don't expect a guy coming over from the EuroLeague to really have fast feet. There are a few exceptions like Manu Ginobili and guys like a few guys like that, Steve Nash, but he was really able to move his feet out there and really make a difference on the defensive end, bro. He had a couple tough threes out there as well. Like I said, the back and forth that he had with Moses Moody, and that was probably the most impressive part about his game, was him being able to move his feet out there and defend Stephen Curry. Obviously, it's a trap, so it's not one-on-one, but we've seen people try to trap Stephen Curry before, bro, and he just goes around the defenders. Him being able to do that was very, very impressive. And in just 15 minutes, bro, he ended the game with the highest plus-minus of every player, bro, and that was 17. If you don't know, plus-minus is essentially just, how many points are being scored while you're on the court, either by your team or by the opposing team, like just a combined points total. And he ended with a plus 17, so that means while he was on the court, the Warriors were being outscored by the Kings by 17 points. So that's a diamond in the rough kind of find for the Sacramento Kings over the summer. Kind of like remnants of the movie Hustle, if you've seen that. Couple other guys that I gotta mention for the Sacramento Kings that was really, really hooping, bro. And this dude hit the game-winning shot for them. Malik Monk, bro, he was balling, bro. Absolutely balling. 21 points for the game, a few rebounds and an assist here. But he played solid defense all night, bro. Like I said, he hit the game-winning basket. Easily could have been an and one. And as it stands, bro, I got him at the top of my 6 man of the year leaderboard, bro. Kevin Huerter also had 21 points for the game, and he hit a few shots early in the game that got him going. A couple threes. Not a couple threes, bro. Dude he hit 4 threes, 4 of 7 from deep. And, you know, he had some very, very easy looks at the rim, too, which, you know, I don't really watch Sacramento Kings games a lot, but when I do, it's really Kevin Huerter, you know, standing behind the arc. So to see him get these shots at the rim was, you know, really, really nice. And he had probably the most important basket of the night outside of Malik Monk's game winner. At halftime, I forget who turned the ball over, but Sabonis ended up catching the ball, grabbing it off of the steal with about 4 seconds left, and Huerter took off down the court. Sabonis threw a dart to Kevin Huerter, bro. He caught it right before the time expired. He got it off. It was a good basket, and it cut the lead to 17. That might not seem like a lot, but they only won by 1. So every basket mattered in this game. So that basket was like probably the most important basket in my opinion, outside of, you know, the fourth quarter stretch that Sasha had, the couple free throws that De'Aaron did hit in this game, and Malik Monk's game winner as well. Impact players are important to winning basketball, bro. Role players are the key to championship teams. Obviously, outside of like having star players and things of that nature, but role players are the key to winning basketball, bro. And then speaking of Sabonis, he did have, you know, pretty much a quiet night scoring the ball. Like I just said, he had that that dime at the at the halftime. It was like full court, bro. It was beautiful. It was like Kevin Love-esque, but it was like one hand. And I forgot to mention about Kevin Huerter. He finished the game with 9 rebounds, out-rebounded Domantas Sabonis. Obviously, it was only by 1, but Domantas got out-rebounded by Kevin Huerter. Just 9 points for the game as well, 2 of 7 shooting, but 10 assists on the night. He ended the first half, like I said, with that beautiful pass, so he did make some really, really good plays when they mattered the most, but, you know, it was kind of a struggle night for him, bro, to say the least. 7 shots. I don't know if he was nervous because of the Draymond Green matchup, and I'm not even trying to be funny or nothing like that, but, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of a traumatic experience, but a dude stepping on your chest, like, that's not, you know, you don't want to piss him off again. And like I was mentioning about De'Aaron Fox, he didn't shoot so well from the free throw line, 9 of 17. Nor did he shoot, you know, good for, you know, pretty much anywhere on the floor. 9 of 20 from the field, 2 of 8 from beyond the arc. But he did finish the game with 29 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. This easily could have ended up another 35, 40-point game for Swiper. But, you know, the many missed free throws, bro. I mean, like, he got to the line quite a few times in that fourth quarter, bro, and was just missing. I'm surprised that they were able to pull this one out. Maybe a 3 here and there would have, you know, given him, you know, also giving him those points, but that's neither here nor there. The Sacramento Kings take control of Group C, and they advance as the 2 seed into the in-season tournament. Now, like I said, there were a few games of group play last night, but these are the 2 that I really wanted to talk about because they went down to the wire. And the first one that we just talked about, obviously Golden State, Sacramento. But this one, OKC versus Minnesota. This was a highly anticipated game as well, being off of the fact that this is the 1 versus 2 seed out west. So it was a hell of a game, bro. Hell of a game, but especially for the Minnesota Timberwolves. For the Thunder, it was pretty much just a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander show. He finished up with like 32 points, 4 and 4. But nobody else was really a consistent threat offensively, so to speak. Chet, he did end up with 16 points, I think 10 rebounds, but just 6 of 20 from the field, and that was mostly due to, you know, Rudy Gobert was in his bag, bro, on the defensive end. 4 blocks for the night, and a plethora of altered shots as well, whether it was at the rim, whether it was a jumper, bro. He was in tune, bro. 17 points to go along with those blocks and 16 rebounds. Like, I see why the Minnesota Timberwolves are the 1 seed, and they did all of this down the stretch without Anthony Edwards. He unfortunately had to leave the game with a hip injury. He had a nasty fall when driving in the lane. He went up like mad high. I don't know if he was about to dunk or what, but he came down real hard on his hip, and he did stay in to hit the free throws, but he had to get out. Hopefully he could bounce back and recover and be back real soon, because he was having a hell of a season, bro. He's in my opinion like the second best, probably second or third best. I can't really remember who I want to rank over him or with him, but he's definitely top 3 shooting guards in the league right now. But that time that he got hurt, it was very, very, kind of disappointing. It's always disappointing when a player gets hurt, but it was really disappointing because dude was on a 10-0 run himself, putting a lot of pressure on the rim, bro. The Thunder players didn't know what to do with him. Like, he's getting to the rim, bro. There's bodies there, and then his arm is just around here and the ball's in the rim. Like, it's crazy. Like, he had a lot of tough finishes tonight, and like I said, I hope he can get well soon, bro, because Ant-Man been hooping, bro. Karl-Anthony Towns, he had a rough night from the floor, just 13 points, 2 of 8 shooting, but he did hit some clutch free throws down the stretch in that fourth quarter, 8 of 8 for the game. Those free throws ultimately helped, seal the victory for the Minnesota Timberwolves. But the biggest story for the Minnesota Timberwolves, in my opinion, off the bench would be Troy Brown Jr. and Naz Reid combining for as many points as the Thunder bench scored combined. 17 for Troy Brown Jr., 15 for Naz Reid, and they both shot over 65%. So we got 67 for Naz Reid, and Troy Brown Jr. missed just 1 shot on the night, which would give him an 83.3% shooting night from the field. Absolutely beautiful basketball, team basketball, not to mention, bro. Mike Conley finished the game with 9 points, but 8 assists. It was a lot of bonehead turnovers in this game. I will say that, bro. I don't know how OKC managed to lose this game. I was watching this game, and it seemed like damn near every other possession, the Timberwolves were turning the ball over. 19 for the game to OKC's 8. How do you lose a game when your opponent turns the ball over twice as much as you? I don't know, but just like that, they did, and they are knocked off from being the 2 seed, unfortunately. As y'all know, that's one of my teams. We fell all the way to 5th. But hey, we are having a much more successful season than a lot of people predicted for us, bro, and we will be back. We're gonna hold our own. But with that being said, bro, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'll catch you on the next one when that video comes. Peace.